Today we're not just talking about upgrading your ride, we're also talking about protecting you on the road. Let me tell you a quick story. A while ago I was sitting at a stop sign waiting for my turn to go when the car in front of me decided to go into reverse for no reason at all and back into me. When we pulled over on the street to discuss the situation, she tried to make it sound like I rear-ended her. Now, I was lucky I happened to have a friend behind me that had saw the whole incident and acted as my witness to prevent this scam from coming to fruition. Could you imagine if she wasn't there? In the real world, I do have a protector, and her name is Shelby. She is my rescue pit bull who I love so very much, and she makes me feel very safe anytime I go on walks or decide to go camping at a campsite. However, not everyone can have a protector with them every single minute of every single day. That's why today we're installing a dash cam into my Bronco. It'll act as a silent protector anytime that we're in these sticky he said, she said situations. Today we're installing a dash cam from Pelsee called the P1 Duo that they sent us for review. Now on paper, these cameras have some pretty amazing specs with the front and rear camera that records simultaneously. The front camera records in 2K 1440p, while the back camera records in 1080p. Unless you're running only the front camera, which is what we are doing today, in that case, your front camera will actually record in 4K. Pelsee claims that you'll be able to get clear shots of license plates and road signs, even in low light conditions. And it has advanced image processing, which is supposed to minimize glare from sunlight or from vehicles behind you. Now we're gonna have to see how that works after we install it, because that's a pretty bold claim. This camera also has features that are pretty standard, such as loop recording, which will overwrite your oldest recordings if your memory card fills up, and a G sensor that will protect any footage where the camera indicates that there's a collision or an impact. This is all pretty standard stuff, but it's still really good to have in any dash cam. Now I'm ready to open this up, install it, and see if it lives up to the hype. In the box, it includes a front-facing camera, the power cord for the front-facing camera, the rear-facing camera, the power cord for the rear-facing camera, installation accessories, which also includes a 64GB memory card, and right here is a microfiber cloth and the instructions to install it. So the very first step is to decide where you want to actually put your dash cam, and when I looked up here, I looked behind my rear view mirror, and it seemed like there was really only one area that it made sense, which is on the driver's side right here. There's a square where there's not already a sensor or something out right there. So I'm going to place it right here. So the next thing you have to do is you have to clean it. So I use some glass cleaner and some paper towels to just wipe it down initially, and then I'm going to take this rag that it came with and I'm going to go ahead and just make sure I get any excess oils or anything off. That way we make sure the adhesive is really on there. So the next step is to apply this static sticker. Now what this is meant to go between the adhesive of your dash cam and your windshield. That way you're not actually applying your dash cam directly to your windshield. So you would go ahead and you have a piece that says peel off. Do that very carefully. I'm gonna go ahead and just place this right here. I'm just trying to get out all the air bubbles. So the next step is to go ahead and peel off this 3M adhesive right here and stick it onto the static sticker. Now you want to stick this lower on the static sticker towards the bottom, so that way you maintain a clear picture on your camera. I'm actually going to go ahead and take off this protected film on the very front, and I'll take off the protected film on the back after I put it up. There we go. I want to make sure it's straight. So I just realized they gave us two different sizes of the static sticker. They gave us a smaller size and a larger size. And the larger size static sticker is supposed to be used for the front-facing camera, but I accidentally installed it with the smaller size static sticker. They give us extra, so I'm not gonna take it off and reapply it because I think it's gonna be fine, but in case for some reason it doesn't work out, I have extras. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and peel off the protective film off the back of the camera. In the box, they include a 12-volt power supply. Now, they do also offer a hard wiring kit for a cleaner installation. And what that would do is it would actually run the cord down to the fuse box underneath your steering column. And it would allow your camera to then work as a parking monitor as well, which I do think is pretty cool. So maybe in the future I'll get it. But for today, we're going to go ahead and run with the 12-volt power supply. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and connect this cord to the actual camera. But what's really cool about this camera is it actually has the ability to come right off of its base just by pushing, coming right off. That way I get a cleaner view of where I need to plug in my cord at. This piece is where you would connect your rear facing camera, but I decided with my Bronco I didn't want to run the rear camera because I have a removable top, which means if I wanted to remove my top, not only would I have to unplug the camera, but I would also have to run the wires along the roll bar, and I'd have to try to remove those or hide those when I decided to take my top off. And I'm just gonna be honest, I was not too keen on having a wire showing on any of my roll bars, and it makes no sense for when my top is off because the camera wouldn't even be there. So I'm gonna go ahead and start running the wire, but first things first, I can see here there's a thicker part of the cord that I'm gonna try to hide behind my rear view camera. I'm gonna go ahead and they provide us with these little clips that are adhesive. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this clip right close to where it is the thickest point of the wire, just like that. And then I'm gonna go ahead, let me see. Yep, I'm gonna go ahead and hide it just underneath here. Very similar, or just like that. So let me go ahead, peel off the adhesive, and so they give us this tool right here, which is handy to be able to use to tuck the wire in underneath the trim that's up here. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of just start planning out exactly where and how I wanna do that. So I have it tucked almost across the whole windshield right here. And the way I was able to do it is there was a looser part of the trim like right along here. So I just kind of ran this piece just straight under, just pushing it in there. And it went right in actually fairly easily once I got to that part. So I'm right here where it says airbag, and like I was saying earlier, where it's most difficult with the trim where it's tightest, this trim right here is actually looser, so I don't really have to do that much work to get the wire in there besides just lightly push. And I'm kind of going back to make sure that it runs the way that I want it to run. It doesn't peek out like it's trying to right now. Yeah, super easy. So the next step is to go ahead and remove this Bronco handle right here so we can run the cord just behind it. Now, luckily, this Bronco handle is secured with 4 Bronco bolts, which they give you the tool for in the Bronco toolkit that comes with your Bronco. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove this now. So I've pulled it off this way, so now I'm just gonna, yep, just like that. So I pulled it outwards, popped right off. So I'm gonna go ahead and work on running this cord through here because it looks like there's quite a bit of space in the trim right here, which will make it easy for the cord to fit. So I'm gonna try to push this underneath the corner just like that. There we go. We have it all tucked nice and neat, so we're gonna go ahead. I'm just gonna lightly push it behind that trim piece. I can use the tool if necessary, but it's not really that necessary. Maybe, yeah, just to make sure it's tucked there. And then we want to run it in here. And if you want to use the tool, you can. Or if you just want to use your fingers, here, that'll work too. From here, I'm gonna go behind the hood release switch because I don't want that to be affected by anything. And then I'm gonna bring it up under this trim here. Now there is a metal piece right here that I can actually hook it onto to just keep it tight and secure. That just went right up in there. Normally what you'd want to do is you would want to run it through. They have a nice little hole right here where you can have a cord run through without it pinching. The problem is with how tight it is on this side, you can see it would either cut through right here, or if I tried to hide it and go down this way, like I was trying to do earlier, it's gonna end up cutting across where my window switches are. And I would rather have it more hidden. So what I did is I tested to see what would happen if I put it right here and close the lid. And I asked myself, okay, did it leave a mark on the cord? I lifted this up. The cord looks totally fine, doesn't look pinched at all. So that's actually how I'm gonna run it, just for aesthetic purposes. If you're not somebody that wants to deal with that, then you totally could run it through here. It would just probably mean you would run your cord, instead of running it up the driver's side like I did, you'd probably wanna run it down the passenger side. There we go. Go ahead and click it right back into place. Okay, it's turning on. So what I'm doing right now is I'm actually in the Pelsee camera app. So I need to go ahead and connect my camera to the app. I'm gonna go ahead and add the camera. Already done that. Connect Wi-Fi. Aha, here it is right here. So P1 Duo. So I'm gonna click that. And so I need the password. So the way I'm gonna do this is I'm gonna reach up here and I'm gonna click this button 2 times. So 1, 2. So now I have the password. Connect. Okay, so now I'm connected. Let's see if that connected the camera itself. And there we go. I've been living with the P1 Duo for over a week now, and while it doesn't offer crystal clear 4K footage capable of reading license plates from a distance, it still serves its primary purpose as a reliable witness on the road. The video quality is sufficient to capture crucial details in the event of an accident, including the sequence of events, vehicle information, and timestamps. Although the claimed enhanced night vision capabilities may have been overstated, the nighttime performance is adequate. Ultimately, considering the always on sale price point of around $60 to $70 for a dual camera setup, the Pelsee P1 Duo offers a good value proposition for drivers seeking an extra layer of protection and documentation on the road. While it may not excel in every aspect, the Pelsee Dashcam covers the essentials reasonably well, making it a practical choice for those looking to record their drives without breaking the bank. Its performance aligns with its budget-friendly pricing, offering a practical solution for capturing evidence in the event of an incident. If you're interested in picking up a dashcam, there are Amazon links in the video description to grab your own Pelsee dashcam, and you might want to consider picking up the hardwire kit for a cleaner, more integrated install. Thanks for watching. Bye guys.